Welcome to the Spurs News Podcast, your home for all things Tottenham Hotspur. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Spurs News Podcast. I am Sam. Joining me to discuss the maddening world of Tottenham Hotspur, it's Stefan.
Hey buddy, how we doing?
Okay. Yeah, not too bad. It's the morning of a Champions League game as we record this, Wednesday.
It is.
We play Monaco away tonight.
Eric Dyer returns. Well, not returns, but you know.
He's out injured apparently.
Ah, typical.
Yeah, I blame Ange. His training method strikes again. Yeah, it's so we are in this interesting place where I have brought this upon myself, where it would appear that anytime there is something to critique, I get attacked before I can even critique it. You just don't like him, therefore you're negative all the time. So I'm gonna take a little step back a moment, and I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on the Aston Villa game?
So I had to listen to this in the car.
Yeah.
I had to go pick my kids up and wasn't able to watch the game. It sounded not great. I'm going to be completely honest. From what I was hearing, it sounds like kind of we had opportunities but weren't really pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
When opportunity, as I say, this is just what it sounded on the radar. It sounded like there was a good few chances where we had the ball kind of around the box, but we didn't have that kind of Maddison or someone that's just going to hit a shot from the edge of the box and try their luck, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't sound like a great match.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a message come in, which is from Barry Fowles. Barry says, could you guys discuss this on the pod? Do you think that Thomas Frank is more focused on not losing games rather than winning them, particularly at home? I mean, the Aston Villa game and any home game, I guess. What do you think? Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think it is kind of fair, actually. I believe when he came into the squad, we all kind of saw that there was an issue with the defensive side of the game.
Yeah.
And I think he has come in and gone, right, that's an issue, we need to sort it out.
Okay.
Which I don't think he's wrong. I think we could all see that was a little bit of an issue and we needed to address that in the game.
Okay, can I hit pause just a second? Just out of interest. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and since then a few people messaged in with similar kind of stats, if you like. We're talking about the defensive issues and the work he has done to improve that. Does it surprise you then that he hasn't improved it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. I understand, like, the first few games he came in and thought, right, we need to shore up the defence, we need to do this, do that. The problem is, what's actually happened is our defensive record hasn't improved.
No.
But our offensive record hasn't improved either.
No.
So therefore, we look like we're doing better because we're sitting up in the top few of the table.
Yeah.
We've only lost, he's now lost 2 games this season.
Yeah.
But actually, when you look a little further into it, I'm now starting to look at it and go, right, we need to start seeing signs of progression. Because they're not really saying the defence hasn't improved, and I would say the offence has definitely not improved.
No. It's what's kind of and again, I'm trying to be careful here because I am getting absolute pelters of everything I say. The interesting thing, or the kind of thing that's we're about to kind of see, I think, what the coaching and what the kind of the way things are and the impact it's having. And what I mean by that is, if you go back to last season, for the predominant, like a massive chunk, like a huge chunk, the coaching staff could not field a backline of our first choice players. Like, it just didn't happen. And when I say a backline, I mean Vicario was missing for months. Romero and Van de Ven, I think, played more games together in the final 3 weeks than they did the entire season. Udogi out consistently.
Pedro
Porro was like a friggin' machine, yeah. But I mean, he was fatigued to hell at times. You could see that.
Yeah.
But my point is, you know, Ange was forced for a predominant amount of time to play like Ben Davies and Archie Gray as centre backs. With the greatest respect to the two of them, that was an 18-year-old central midfielder who'd played the previous season at right back in the Championship, trying to play central defence in the Premier League, alongside an aged fullback who's moved into centre back because, you know, he don't quite have the legs for fullback anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to play a high line. Now, don't get me wrong, the high line decision, that's on Ange, and that's a whole separate issue. But my point is, the start of this season up to now, which is when the injuries are starting to bite in all areas of the team, he has, you know, because the thing I got sent the other day is like, oh, this isn't on Thomas Frank in the system because he doesn't have Solanke playing. And that's kind of interesting to me because, of course, last season it was all Ange's fault, even though there was no defence. Like, they were all injured.
Yeah, I do kind of like how last season, anytime the injuries were mentioned, it was, but all clubs have injuries. It's up to the manager to deal with it, with injuries. Yeah. And this season, it's, but he hasn't got Solanke. And, but he hasn't got this player. Yeah. And, but this guy's been out and not in. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why do injuries count this season, but they didn't count last season?
Because so for a perfect example is, I do believe the way we are trying to play, if I've got a handle on that, Solanke will be important for us. His ability, you know, in the box to finish, and also his game awareness is very good. Like, something I didn't really give him credit for until I watched him play regularly for us. His closing down, etc., pressing from the front's excellent, but his running ability, his kind of ability to, his movement takes defenders with him. He opens spaces and stuff. There's a lot that he does, which he doesn't get a massive amount of credit for.
Yep.
And so you look at players like Kudus, the form they're in, but teams are already realising that Kudus is our literally only outball, so he's being doubled up on. Now, you get Solanke back, you get Matters, you get Decky, and these more senior players back. It is going to create more space because, of course, you double up on Kudus, then the ball goes to Decky. You double up on Decky, it goes to, you know, so you kind of create this thing. So I do get that. I do look at that and go, yeah, I understand. You know, those injuries are impacting us currently. You know, there's a lot of abuse being thrown to Odegaard and Tell currently, but I mean, they're both 20 years old.
Harry Kane was at Norwich at the age of 20, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think people forget that. Maybe it's the price tags, maybe it's because they're signings, but
I mean,
you know,
Tell came over with a lot of fanfare about how we were signed on the last day of the window, and then we've now signed him permanently. So I feel like that fanfare that he signed with hasn't helped him.
Yeah,
and they also forget that Odegaard missed how much of last season through injury?
Yeah.
He's still playing catch-up in his progression.
He is, and so you watch, like, the two of them went away with France under-21s, They played 2 games. I think Odegaard scored 4 goals in the 2 games, picking up 2 assists. Tell scored twice with 3 assists.
Yeah.
So they came back, would have both been feeling pretty friggin' good about themselves.
Yeah.
So the 2 of them going in against Villa, to me, made perfect sense. Villa play a high line. Those 2 with Kudus are going to push that line. Like, in my brain, I'm like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Richie went off with Brazil, so I mean, he's done that extra travelling. Yeah, no, I'm good with it. Performance-wise, you'd look at it and go, it's mad. Like they didn't hit the levels you want them to. But then I look at it and I'm like, yeah, well, I still don't see where the options are because Richie came on for Tell. With the greatest respect to Richie, who I liked, he did nothing.
Yeah.
He did not impact the game at all. Johnson came on, and again, with the greatest respect to Johnson, he had 0 impact coming on. And these are more senior players in our squad. You know, Johnson's our top goal scorer from last season.
Yes.
Back post Brennan. He's contributing. Like I still stand by the fact I think he's the best natural finisher we have in our front line currently.
Yeah.
But he is not a player that comes on and impacts the game. And he is someone who's going to show up at the back post. He's someone who's going to 1-2 hit. You know, he is not someone who comes on and takes a game by the scruff of the neck. I want him to, but I've not seen that evidence at all since we signed him.
Yep. No, I don't make you wrong there.
So you look at that and you look at those options that were available and what comes on. You look at bringing Richie and Johnson off the bench. You're thinking to yourself, that's strength, that's squad depth, that's good. But when they make 0 impact, now again, I am gonna get pelters here, but this is something I've said ever since we were appointed Frank. Like my concerns, I don't see a cohesive pattern going forward. Like, I can see the structure in the way he wants to play defensively. I think the signing of Palhinha was excellent. I think Palhinha makes makes everything tick back there. And I will say as well, with the Aston Villa game in particular, and I do think it's important to point this out, we did not surrender many chances in that game. Villa scored 2 goals, which, to be honest with you...
Crackers.
Yeah, they're 2 goals that if you concede, you go, yeah, could have closed them down more, but still, that was 2 very good goals. Vicario getting pelters for both the goals, I don't think is fair.
I must be honest now, with the whole Vicario thing, I am seeing on Twitter pretty much constantly how Vicario is a championship level at best goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's not...
And I'm like, is he? That's why he's in the Italian national team. That's why he saved us how many points last season?
Yeah, mate, I'll tell you something I saw the other day which made me smile. Is someone did a video of, from this, an error he made.
Yeah.
We went from this to this. And they showed a highlight reel of Hugo Lloris, right?
Yeah.
Now, Hugo Lloris was a great goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, phenomenal for us, and a great servant to the club. Like, he could have left, didn't, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
World Cup winning France captain, you cannot say enough about him. But the idea that someone has decided, now that he's left us, that he was perfect and he never made mistakes is friggin' hilarious.
I remember so many times people calling for him to be dropped.
Oh, mate, Gazaniga's miles better. Michel Vorm was better at one point. People on a regular basis slagged him off. Like, distribution's terrible, all this kind of stuff. In his final season for us, he was getting pelters left, right and centre, and I was still going, I don't think there's a better shot stopper in the league. Like, I really don't think there was. But as a goalkeeper, you can have 90 minutes of perfection, pulling off every save, distributing the ball brilliantly, strong, and then a shot goes past you like a friggin' rocket, and someone somewhere's like, oh, I should have saved that.
Yeah, you get wrong-footed by a striker, they put it into the net. Oh, he's crap.
Yeah.
You can't come on.
I mean, I tell you, I'll give you a perfect example of how I know Vicario wasn't to blame. Roy Keane was in the studio. Now that man and goalkeepers is hilarious. he has like this affinity for us, do their job, you know, the whole thing. And he was like, yeah, there's no saving that. Now, if Keane says that, can everyone just shut up, please? Because it's like, if there is ever an opportunity for him to lay into a keeper, Keane does it.
Oh,
and
God,
he looked at that and was just like, yeah, you're not saving
Someone starts picking up a goalkeeper, his first response is, oh, so he done his job and saved it. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. It's just, oh, wow, yeah. Look at him. Oh, he used his hands, did he? Wow, whoa, what a keeper. Just like, yeah. So, if I find that weird. But going back to this kind of point is my fears, if you like, are not going anywhere. And that's worrying, because me and you had this conversation the other day, which was, I said to you, like, I can't see, like, I remember the early parts of Pochettino's reign were shite, like, results-wise, were really up and down. And, I mean, he says it himself, he thought he was going to get sacked. Ironically, I think it was a win over Villa that kept his job, but we... Was
that the only free kick that Harry Kane has ever scored?
Yeah,
and then
massive
took
deflection.
300 more because he thought he could score them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just a side note. England playing the other day. I'm watching the game, which is rare for me to watch international football, and Harry Kane scored 2 goals and there's a free kick. The commentator, oh, no one else is going to be taking this. Harry Kane's lining this up, and I'm like, he ain't never going to score. Like I genuinely...
Minus
like,
the deflection, he's never scored a free kick.
Like, I have watched this man from academy football and basically his entire career until he, you know, migrated to Germany.
Until he retired, yeah.
Yeah, until he retired to the Farmers Sunday. Which he is walking, by the way. It is embarrassing how easy he's finding life in Germany.
I will say, just ticking on to that bit, when people are kicking off about Tell and Xavi Simons and how they're performing in the Premier League, just look at how Harry Kane is doing over in Germany.
Yeah.
Now, I love Harry Kane with all of my football being.
Yeah.
I always will.
Okay.
But when you look at just how easily that guy has got to the goal tally he has already, there's surely you can see there's a little bit of a difference between the Premier League standard and the German League standard.
Yeah, there has to be an adjustment period. I think fans are aware of that, but I think fans are finding impatience, and I think it's in what I was just about to say, which is when we watched that Pochettino team early on, the results were all over the place. I could see what we were going to be playing. Like, I could see, like, okay, the fullbacks are doing this. Okay, I can see what the plan is. I can see the press. There's certain players in this side, and you got to remember, like, he when he came in, he had Yunus Kabul, he had Adebayor, he had basically a team of mercenaries, if you like. You were, you know, hodgepodge of all the previous managers, and he had to sort that out. Yeah. But in that first season, it's like, okay, well, I can see how we're going to play. I can see how this will work. We then fast forward, and it did. You know, we got into the second season and things were great, you know, and pushed on from there. Under Jose Conte, the other one, we could all see the plan, and we all knew it was going to suck, but we were all kind of like, hey, but, you know, other than the one we don't speak about, well, you know, we do, you know, they do win stuff, so, you know, it's going to be a bit boring or whatever, but, you know, they're going to win us trophies. It's what we all want, you know, get this monkey off our back. And it was just awful. We won fuck all, and it was, you know, it's like left me, you know, damaged PTSD of football, if you know what I mean. Yeah. It's like I don't want to watch that crap ever again. So when we made the appointment under Ange, you know, great. Yeah, it's going to be gun-ho madness. Yeah, there's going to be some 4-3 mental, but we're going to be scoring goals. And I'm possibly naive. I'm possibly, completely bonkers on this. But I would have loved to have seen what last season would have been without that insane injury. You know, I'm just intrigued. Like, I don't know whether the results would have been the same, up and down, crazy, where we would have finished in the league. Like, I don't know. Like, would we have won the League Cup as well? You know, like the injury ravage, we got all to the semi-final of that, and then, you know, just couldn't put out a team properly against Liverpool in the second leg.
Yep.
If we'd been able to field a stronger side, would we have got through that to the final? There are so many questions around that, but we did win a trophy. Like, this is the thing that I go back to people over and over again, which is I would not trade those Pochettino seasons for anything because I loved it. Every game, I felt like we were going to win. On a regular basis, we actually did. We were challenging for the Premier League title, which is something I never thought I'd see. Like, it was just incredible. And then we challenged for the Champions League. That's insane. Like, that period of time, it is so sad we didn't lift a trophy, which I know puts the kind of cap on it. It's like, well done, that was incredible.
Yeah.
But it was still such an amazing period. And the football we played, by and large, was great to watch every week. You know, like the fullbacks bombing on. Dembele in his prime was just majestic. Do you know, I saw a stat the other day that no one took the ball off him for an entire Premier League season.
Oh, he was just phenomenal.
Yeah, like there's this stat thrown around about him, like so many games in a row, and then so many games in a row, and then this, I think it was Opta, did a thing because someone did this like one of these magazine shows did the pick your best five-a-side team, and everyone in the Premier League basically picked Dembele.
Yeah, who's going in midfield, Dembele?
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, and when we've analysed the stats, he actually, you know, he lost the ball a couple of times in Champions League games in between, but basically the entire Premier League season, no one took the ball off him.
Yeah.
In every game he played, which is an insane stat for a central midfielder who would literally take the ball off the back, turn and progress it. You know. So anyway, my point is, it was a phenomenal time. Now, I wouldn't change last season. We won the Europa League, and that night I got to watch a trophy being won with my daughter, which is a memory for life for both of us. The parade, everything that came, all of it, all of that emotion, all that stuff, which was, 5 months ago yesterday, I think, we record this. So that is, that's insane. Like, that moment is going to live with me forever, and all Tottenham fans who got to see it. So I wouldn't trade that. I am, however, curious to what it could have been without this mad injuries. Now we're here. I said to you, I don't see what our pattern is. And do you remember what you said to me?
Thomas Frank doesn't have a pattern as such. He is more of a match by match. We will try and dominate these guys. We will hit these guys on the counter. These guys can't score in a brothel with a handful of notes, so we'll let them have the ball, and then we'll get them when we need to. There isn't a exact kind of style. Yeah.
So my kind of like thing with that is like, okay, so I need to kind of adjust my, what I'm looking for. So you said to me, it's results. Just look at the results. At that point when we had this conversation, we'd lost one game.
Yeah.
Look at where we are in the table.
Which naturally meant I should have put a fiver on Villa. As soon as I said that, I should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at different, because like for me it's like, yeah, okay, no, that's fair. All right, you judge it on the results kind of thing. What worries me is how sustainable it is. And what I mean by that is, you're at Brentford, you are always going to be in the Premier League 90% of the time the underdog. So if you go up against the side, whoever it is, and you set yourself up for that opposition, like you said to me he likes to do,
yeah,
that is what is kind of expected. That is in a lot of ways that is the right methodology to take. At the start of this season, we played in the European Super Cup final, and we set up in that kind of way to play PSG, and it made sense to me. It was like to me it was like an away European tie against one of the best sides on the planet.
And we were somehow just mere moments away from that working.
Yeah, we were. I mean, it was their brilliance, our bad luck. We didn't win that game, and even their head coach said that. Like, we Tottenham were the better side. We were lucky. So, to me, I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense to me. We're like, in essence, away to PSG. This season, we're going to be in the Champions League. We're going to go away to some big teams. I get it. Like, completely, that's how you're going to set up 100%. We then set up the same way at home to Bournemouth and lost. And we've set up the same way at home to Aston Villa and lost. What am I missing, mate? Because, like, I know I'm going to get pelters for pointing this out. But, like, you've said to me, this is how we're going to set up, he's going to vary it. Why is he doing that in home games? Why are we setting up, like, not to lose rather than to go and win a game? Like I don't get it. Like, why are we acting like we're the underdogs at home ever? We're Tottenham. Surely we shouldn't be behaving that way. And yet, when I voiced this, I got shouted down saying, we finished 17th last season, we are shit. I'm like, I'm sorry, but no, I don't get that.
Yeah, no, it's very difficult to kind of argue why at home against an Aston Villa squad, who, to be fair, have found their form as of late.
Yeah.
But why we are setting up against them in this kind of more defensive way. Now, there was a discussion we had on the group chat. I think it was me, you, and Dan.
Yeah.
About starting Bentancur and Palhinha together.
Yeah.
It does make a more defensive kind of midfield.
Yeah.
My argument to that was, if we have a front four and the two fullbacks that are all out attacking, creating chances and really going for it,
yeah,
having those two in midfield to cover the fullbacks when they go up and to break down attacks, for me, that works. The problem we have at the moment is that the attacking line isn't really gelling, clicking and scoring loads of goals.
Yeah.
And when they're not doing that job, all of a sudden it goes from, it makes sense to have a solid base to allow the others to attack. It then goes to we're just a defensive lineup.
Yeah.
Where's the creativity? Where's the rest of it coming from? And
so
I cannot argue that.
So do you put the onus on the players more than the coach then? By the way, which I think is fair. I wouldn't say that in a kind of...
It's difficult to kind of draw where the line is. Like, I don't believe any manager in the world ever would tell his forward four players, don't try and get goals.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's that little part of me that's like, maybe we're spending a bit too much time on the whole don't concede.
Yeah.
A bit what we had with Jose, it's better to not lose than it is to win.
Well, you look at that period of time under Jose, and I said it a number of times on the podcast, which was the players looked so terrified, under Conte as well, of making a mistake, which would give the ball away. They weren't trying anything. Like, they were so nervous of whatever impending bollocking they would get should they try something. Like, everything had to be safe. Everything had to be like, don't give the ball away. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
With this, I'm kind of looking at it and I'm trying to... I don't think that's there. It doesn't appear to be... There's a fear thing. But I put this on Twitter and I said, after the game, as fair as I think it was that journalist said to Ange so many weeks in the last season, are you even training to defend corners? I would say it would be equally fair for a journalist to sit down in front of Thomas Frank right now and say, are you even training to shoot?
Yes.
because it's a, and I do think this, and again I could be wrong, but I do think Ange, being Australian with his accent, got shit that other football managers, European football managers, just wouldn't get. Like, Man City conceded a lot of dumb goals last season. Obviously, we're not going to be able to compare the success in history of Pep and Ange, but my point is, not one journalist in a thing said, "So, Pep, are you even training them to defend? I mean, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
It was the arrogance of the journalism and the punditry towards Ange which pissed me off. It was why I wanted him to win something.
With Ange, now, I'm the same as you. Because of what he gave me at that club,
Yeah.
I will forever love Big Ange. He gave me the 21st of May. So, everything else kind of has a gloss on it because of what he gave us.
Fair.
I will also say, having listened to his interviews at Nottingham Forest, and the way he spoke there without that kind of affinity of he's our manager, he doesn't help himself in interviews. He really is quite abrupt and brass sometimes, and you're like, you are not making friends.
I will defend him on this. I think he's got to that point. When he first joined us, every interview was very laid back, very casual. But you
I remember the it's just copy and pet, mate.
Yeah, you cannot get the level of stick he's got and abuse, and then be under the pressure he was put under from it, without being pissed off and getting your back up and being defensive. I mean, the Nottingham Forest thing, he should never have taken that job.
No, that was
he should never have been offered that job. That his style of football did not suit that squad at all. It was a bonkers decision for everyone involved, because he won't get a job in England now. Like, I would be shocked and amazed if he got another job in England. And
I can't see it.
And that's sad for him, because I think he has pride dented and would have wanted to have proven a point, given a chance somewhere. But it was an awful decision based around, I think, a perceived friendship with the owner, and the owner's a fucking lunatic. So, but I blame them both for that. I think Ange was equally stupid taking the job. But going back to us, like, I'm looking at it and I'm sort of like, Xavi hasn't adjusted to the Premier League at all yet. Now, I am really curious if he's going to look better in the Champions League, because I've seen that before. I equate him at the moment to what I saw from Sonny in his first season, which is, there's a player there, but he's running down blind alleys, he's running into trouble, he's not quite... You can see he's nervous to shoot, you can see he's, trying to take a shot on when it ain't on, he's trying to make a pass when maybe the shot was on. There's a player there, definitely. There's a quality footballer there. He's going to need a bit of patience and support, but I think there's still so much quality. But I think it will be interesting to me anyway, if he plays tonight against Monaco, if he looks a little bit better than he does in the Premier League. Just curious, just in my mind to watch for that. But then, of course, we're probably set up with 9 defenders tonight, 'cause, we're away in Europe.
It's fair, though, like, again, without sounding disrespectful to other leagues, there is a difference in standard, and I wonder if Xavi's kind of learning that difference in he could get the ball, run down the wing, cut inside, happy days. He's now running down the wing, going and cut inside and going, whoa, there's 2 brick walls.
I was about to say, there's a physicality as well that's kind of expected in England, which you don't necessarily get in a lot of other leagues, especially not in international football, which I've noticed when I watched a bit last week.
Yeah.
European referees, by and large, like when a player goes down, tends to be looking like, oh no, the poor guy, he's been wounded, quick, get the medics. Whereas in England, it's like, get up!
Come on, man, what's wrong with you?
It's like, oh, actually, there's blood everywhere, mate. All right, fine, hang on.
Yeah, I'll let you stay down for now. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fine, but, drag your ass off the pitch. We got a game. So, yeah, there is a physicality. Like, I've seen him go down a few times, and I'm watching it going, Yeah, you ain't getting anything for that kid. He needs to learn. He needs to learn, and he will. I mean, he's an intelligent young player, so yeah, it will come, and to an extent, I'm still watching that. Matisse Tell and Odebear, I mean, I just got to keep saying to people, they're both 20 years old. They are learning in the Premier League, whereas a lot, like I said, Harry Kane at 20 was on loan at Norwich. Son Heung-min, club legend, at 20 had just moved to Hamburg in Germany and was kind of struggling. And he didn't really do that well, and then he got his move to Leverkusen, and obviously the rest is history.
I mean, one of the things for me to look at with Tell and Odebert,
Yeah.
they are both younger than Dane Scarlett.
Yeah.
Dane Scarlett is a Tottenham youth young player
Yeah.
who I know me and you particularly really like him.
Yeah.
And we are waiting for him to kind of break onto the scene.
Yeah, which won't happen, I fear.
I feel, unfortunately, with Dane, his best chance is going to be a move to a championship slide and then kind of build from there.
Yeah.
But he's a year older than the two players that we are giving crap to because they're not performing.
I'm not giving crap to them,
not
but
us as in me and you. But, they're
no.
getting all this abuse from fans. It's like, Dane Scarlett was at, Oxford last season?
I do think to myself that there is an anger being misdirected. And what I mean by misdirected is, right, if last season the exact same stuff was happening, the fans were pissed at Ange, were pissed at Levy. Levy's gone.
Yeah.
Ange is gone. The fan base has a collective, seemingly new boss, gotta give him time, which is fair. So therefore, it's like, oh, in that case, it's that guy's fault we're shit. And
yes,
it's not just Tell. It's not just. I mean, Vicario's getting blamed. I saw someone the other day say, "How in the hell was Pedro Porro linked to Real Madrid? He's shit." I'm like, okay.
Is he?
Jed Spence, worst game ever in our shirt, and that's saying something. I will say, Jed to me looked tired for the first time, but then he played 2 games for England on the international break, full games.
Yeah.
So yeah,
to be fair, he played well, but
yeah, very well. And if Udogie had been fit, Jed wasn't starting that game, but Udogie's injured. Romero's now injured. My point is like, you look at this now, and this is where we're about to see an interesting period. We have got game after game after game for a prolonged period now.
Yeah.
You have now lost Romero with no definitive what's going on there. A few people have just said, it's an abductor thing. It's going to be a few weeks. A few weeks in Tottenham medical terms.
He'll be back in May.
Someone went in with a splinter once and they killed him. It's the only thing they could do. So that's a few weeks. Well, a few weeks at this particular moment, that's about 6 games, 7 games.
Yeah, we're about to have, is it 7 games in 21 days or something ridiculous starting?
So that's QT Romero possibly out for that, who is a massive influence, is our captain. Ben Davis has pulled his hamstring. I blame Ange and his training methods. So that's going to be a similar time frame out. So that means Van der Ven suddenly doesn't have an understudy at all, and is also going to be playing alongside Danzo, who acquits himself very well, but with the greatest respect to Danzo, him and Romero on different levels.
They are. I must say, I do like Danzo. I think he's a very
so do I.
good and capable player.
I think he's a very good Premier League defender. I think QT Romero is a world-class defender.
That's the difference. Yeah.
At left back, Udog is out, and again, there's this kind of like, it's a knee thing. Aston Villa, we're just resting him as a precaution. Monaco, he's going to be out for a while. Well, what the is a while? Like, what are you...
It's like, I understand, like, it was weird, but I understood that they started taking off the contract renewal dates and things. Okay, fair enough. don't now start taking off the date timelines on bloody injuries. Like, he'll be out for a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah. A while, a bit. We'll see. What?
I mean, I do understand the point of view of, like, look, it's this type of injury, typically that's 3 to 4 weeks. And then the guy's not back in 3 to 4 weeks, people are screaming. I get that, right? I get it. But give updates. Be like, yeah, okay, this type of injury is typically this, but we'll update it again, like, you know, closer to that and see where he's at. Okay, yeah, having looked at it, he needs that little bit longer. It's probably going to be a couple more. Like, don't treat it like just... I don't know where this is at the moment. Like, I don't know what this kind of club philosophy is of, like... And it's been a while. Like, this isn't just Thomas Frank. This has been a while, which is... Oh, yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, it's nothing major. And the minute, like, you hear the words, oh, it's a minor injury, Tottenham fans are planning the funeral. It's ridiculous.
I'm sure when Decky was first injured, it wasn't going to be that long.
Mate, when Decky first got injured, someone shared this the other day, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's been how long?
Yeah, and he still ain't nowhere near being back. Like, he had to have surgery and all sorts, which we were, like, nothing on that originally. Solanke's the latest example. Oh, yeah, he's got a small knock, back next week. Oh, he's still just not recovered. Still not recovered. Oh, yeah, he's had surgery. Well, hang on a minute. If it was that fucking serious, what the hell?
He was able to play a part in the Super Cup, and then you broke him. Like,
yeah. And anyone who watched Matters behind the scenes will know that was filmed a good while ago, and he's sat there with Solanke on the physio bench, and he asks him, how's the ankle? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's fucked. So what happened in that time?
Yeah.
Did we have, like, a friggin' witch doctor performing medicine miracles there, like doing a dance around him? Like, oh, I don't know what else to do. I mean, the sun was overhead, I did the dance, I shook the rattle, and his foot just ain't getting any better. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, it does my friggin' head in. And then someone else is like, we could take him for a scan. Oh, can we? Oh, all right.
No, we don't need it. I've got the magic sponge from the 90s. We don't need it. It's fine.
Yeah, magic sponge, run it off. You'll be fine. It's bleeding. He'll be fine. Anyway,
just a scratch.
So it is a deep concern for me, this. But this is my point right now. My point is, we have not actually improved defensively under Thomas Frank. It's a mirage based on the league position. In the league we have. But if you take away the league games from Ange's last January onwards, which I know people don't want to do, and that's fine, but my point is, he picked the players for the Europa League, rested them for the Premier League to keep them fit for the Europa League. So he was picking a team for that. Now, Thomas Frank's obviously picking his strongest teams he can because he had them all available to him.
Yeah.
You compare them, and we didn't concede under Ange the same as we weren't conceding under Thomas Frank. Like, it's identical.
Yeah.
So if that's not improved, and now we're missing Romero, Ben Davies is gone, Udogie's out, so Jed Spence is going to have to play, even though it was pretty clear against Villa he was fatigued. Danzo and Van de Ven, I believe, other than academy players, are our only fit central defenders currently. Am I right? Draguson's still out, Romero's out, Davis is now out, and the Japanese lad, who I'm fairly confident doesn't actually exist, I think he's AI.
I'm starting to think that was just like some sort of weird PR stunt.
Yeah. Anyway, he's still out. So our only fit central defenders are starting tonight, and Pedro Porro's the only right back at the club because Jed Spence is clearly a left back at the moment.
I was going to say, yep.
That's a worry, isn't it? Like, am I completely out of order to say what the fuck's going on there? Like, that's squad management, like.
Defence has been rocked, that is for sure.
Yeah, so we have a problem coming up. We have 2 games a week every week, all the way up to the next international break in November. Which, by the way, if Romero misses all of them and then goes away with Argentina, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, just so you know, QT, Keep my freaking eye on you.
We're going to start calling you Gio soon.
Yeah. He scored a good goal for Argentina the other day, Lo Celso. But anyway, my point is that is a worry. You go in front of them, Palina and Bentancur are still there, going to be doing a job. That's good, and it's going to help. I mean, Archie Gray obviously can come in any of these roles.
Literally any, the poor son. He's like that player that turns up to training and everyone goes, "Oh, right, what position do you play?" And he goes, where do you want me?
Yeah, I play football. That's the position I play. So I mean, Archie Gray could be kicking it soon. He went away with England under 21s, played 2 games for them, both in central midfield, played very, very well. Yep. Just so anyone wants to know. Lucas Berval, I believe, is an important player for us. He's the one midfielder who progresses the ball on a regular basis. Look, I don't know where we're going to go. Right now, it feels to me like our tactic is give it to Kudus and hope. And that's not good. Like, that's not...
It's giving me AVB and Bale vibes.
It really is, yeah. And we all know how much of a massive fan I was of AVB.
Loved AVB. Yeah.
What a ginger prince. Prince the word I'm looking for? No. Starts with pr. And it ends with the ick. Yeah, there we go. Look how cool I am. There's a lot there at the moment which is concerning me, because it feels like everyone's telling me to shut the fuck up about criticising Thomas Frank. Look at the results. Look at where we are in the league, all this kind of stuff. And we're at this period now where I hope, with everything that I have, I am very wrong. And I hope there's a good structure in our system defensively, and we are about to get through these next few games unscathed and continuing in the same vein of predominantly picking up results. My fear is with these injuries, for the first time, biting, we're about to have a problem. That's my fear. That's my fear, because we don't have a kind of structure pattern to fall back on. We have just give it to Kudus. I mean, if Kudus got injured, I mean, we might as well just pack up. Look, this I know this is me just sounding negative, but right now, I shared the meme the other day, and I know you probably rolled your eyes, but there's that famous thing of Dele on the Tottenham documentary.
Just fucking kick it long.
Yeah, defending and fucking kicking it long. And someone adjusted it to just fucking defending and kicking it to Kudus. And I was like,
I did see that and disappointed myself by chuckling.
Well, that's how it feels. Like, I know it's probably not a reality. And probably someone could sit me down in front of the stats and be like, "Oh, actually, only 41% of the passes goes to him." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, all right." But
that's still 41.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how it feels. It just feels like the currently everyone's sat there going, "Right, okay, and what do we do? Give it a Kudus. Yay!" It's like, that's training. And now we're going to spend the next 3 hours defending. Yeah. Look, I desperately want it to work. I will say this, regardless of my personal feeling towards the Thomas Frank, I hate chopping and changing managers. Like, I think you do not get anywhere doing this consistent. Go for it. Have your players. No, I don't think it's working. You're gone. Right, who do you want? Oh, you don't like any of the guys the last guy liked? Right, they're all going. You're just in this constant thing, and it was my big critique of Daniel Levy. Here's a funny thing. We don't have Levy now. We have the Lewis family and Vinay basically running the show.
Yeah.
I have no idea what their level of patience is with a manager. None of us do. We got no idea if they're going to be more Marinakis or what. We don't have a clue. Like, we could literally go through 3 managers this season. We have no idea.
Honestly,
Levy,
no, you're right. The Lewis family could be sitting there going, "We want to win. You're not winning. You're out."
Yeah. Like under Levy, we all knew. We all knew as long as the league position was okay, Levy would tolerate anything. Like, we've not won anything in 20 years. Yeah, but we're up there in the league. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, he would tolerate a lot. And it's only when the league position started there were more losses, there were more Levy out chance, would the guy's ego get damaged and he fire someone. But we knew it. We knew the pattern. We knew, like, good old Donna would be out there in the press getting the players quotes that the training methods aren't good to soften it.
Yeah.
We knew what was going to happen. We don't have any of that now. So, like, literally, I'm watching stuff and I'm thinking, this is kind of interesting because until something happens, we're all going to be like, all right, so that's where the line is. Good to know. All right. Like, literally, we could have a bad result against Monaco tonight and wake up to Thomas Frank's been gone and we'd all be like, what?
Yeah, hold up.
Like, we have no idea. Like, no clue at all. The Lewis family have just been like, yeah, we're not enjoying this football. Bring us different football. We put 100 million in last week, and what are you doing with it? Well, there's no transfer window. We don't care. You're all fired.
Yeah, don't care. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we have no idea what they're like. And it could be the complete opposite. It could just be like we're going to be in 5 years' time, all of us bored out of our minds. Like, please, someone get fired. Like, someone fire someone. This is so shit.
Why have we been watching this for so long?
Yeah. Stadium's just got 5 people in it. One of them's a guy with a guide dog. Yay! No, boo, bark. Anyway, so it's a weird thing, but I mean, it's exciting, genuinely. Like, there is a real excitement of the fact that this is all new. Like, I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know where we're going to be. I don't know if we lose every game for the next however many weeks we go into that next international break, I could be thinking to myself, maybe they're going to fire him. I don't know. we have no clue. And if he wins every single game, it's like maybe they're going to give us some money in January. Who knows? Like, under Levy, we used to have that thing. Do you remember, we always had that thing of oh, he's won these games, this is amazing, but of course that does mean we ain't going to get any money because Levy's going to be like, you don't need anyone, you're brilliant.
Yes.
And we're like, no, we're doing well, so we need to strengthen from this position. No, here, have Ryan Nelson. No, that doesn't help.
Yeah. You want a world-class centre-forward? Oh, yeah. Louis Saha's about to retire.
Yes, Louis Saha. Here's Fraser Campbell on loan. Who the fuck is that?
Oh, man. Yeah, when I look back at those days, actually, things aren't that bad, are they?
So, yeah.
Fraser Campbell, Louis Saha, and Nelson.
Mate, the only thing that'll make you feel worse about that is when you know the players it was asked for and didn't get.
I know! It makes me feel so much better now.
And there were deals to be done for them, and just no, that's spending money we don't need to spend because you're doing well without them. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. Eden Hazard, I mean, God. Yeah, I mean, what did he do in the league when he went to Chelsea instead? Oh, yeah, won everything. Anyway, yeah, literally one of the best players on the planet for a few years. Fair enough.
We don't need him.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, but he didn't need signing at all, did he? Daniel. Ugh. One day there's going to be a book from Daniel Levy. He's going to go to some biographer, and it's going to be compelling reading because I can guarantee he is going to gloss over some shit.
Oh, massively!
It is going to be an incredible re-representation of history, which he's going to say, this is my side of the story, and all these other managers, all 20 of them lied.
Oh, yes.
All those individuals that don't know each other all said the same thing, but they're all lying. I'm telling the truth.
This is how it went. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, bless him. I hope he's all right. All joking aside, because I dare say the shock to the system after quarter of a century doing a job role to being like, yeah, you're fired. Goodbye.
Yeah.
That must be one hell of a friggin' thing to deal with. Especially when you find out your own son was part of it. But anyway, that's a side note. So we play Monaco tonight. I am cautiously optimistic. Probably blind faith more than a rationale behind it. I think sometimes European games can be a little bit different, especially away in Europe. Our away form, the way we play, seems to suit playing away a lot more than it does at home.
Yes.
I do think that if you are a head coach of Tottenham and you are consistently saying our stadium needs to be a fortress, it needs to be this, it needs to be that, the emphasis has to be on you to do something. So I will just finish two things. So first of all, prediction from you for tonight from Monaco. And by the time people listen to this, the game might have already happened, of course. But
Eric Dyer to score and Tottenham to win 3-1.
Okay, Eric Dyer's out injured. We said that at the start of the show.
It's Tottenham. He'll still end up scoring.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm only basing him being out injured by someone tweeting that. Of course, that could be wrong. So yeah, 3-1 Spurs. Ooh, Christ, scoring 3 goals doesn't seem likely. I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs, and I feel I'm maybe being optimistic with the win, but I'm hopeful. So I want to finish with this, which is a conversation that I've seen a lot, which is around the atmosphere at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. People who are going to games on a regular basis are saying things like, this is the worst it's ever been. Like, it's really, really bad. And, no wonder why the team's underperforming. No one's singing. No one's doing anything. This, that, and the other. And I watched the game against Villa, and it was flat. Like, it was flat. But I look at this as kind of a symbiotic relationship, which is you go to a game and you make noise from start to finish. That's like games in Germany. I don't even think they're watching. Like, I watched, like, the Yellow Wall, this amazing thing in Dortmund, and they make all this noise from minute 1 to the 90th. Their team's being dicked 5-0, and they're still fucking dancing. Like, I don't get that. Like, that's, like...
Yeah.
I get that. That's not support to me. That's just... I'm going out for the night, I'm going dancing, it's like a clubbing, yay! Like, I don't get what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas, when our stadium is... in voice, and there is something about it, like, they can really give the team energy, and it really can lift, and it can really get to a team. Like, we beat Arsenal there that time 3-0, and I remember Gary Neville being like, yeah, the Tottenham fans murdered Arsenal tonight. Like, they were on it from the start, and they played a massive role in this.
Yeah.
We cannot generate that for every single game. I know that. But you can generate an atmosphere, and the players, however, then need to do something. Like, that atmosphere against Arsenal that night would have died if we hadn't gone 1-0 up. Like it was the start of the game was all up. We went 1-0 up, and it just built 2-0. Like, they had a player sent off, 2-0. So it reached that level because the symbiotic relationship of what was happening on the pitch.
Yep.
The atmosphere at our stadium did not get to where it is today overnight. Our home record over all of last season going into this season is abysmal. Which means the fans who go, season ticket holders, are now going to home games not expecting a win. They're going like, oh, please, just do something. And even if you go with all of that intention, all of that kind of, I'm going to go, I'm going to sing my heart out, everything like that, and you're being served up crap, you are just it's going to bring you down. Like, it literally is. And just an observation from people I know, I am seeing more and more season ticket holders not going to the games. People that I know are like, oh yeah, I can't make that one, or I'm doing this, so I'll put it on the exchange, etc. Which means, just with the greatest respect, that means there's certain random people going at certain times, like, oh, I've not been able to go to a Tottenham game, I've got a ticket, how amazing's that? They're not going to be the hardcore singing whatever it is. That's just not what it is. Last season, I saw so much blame for the home support on these bloody tourist Korean fans. I saw it constantly.
Yep.
And it pissed me off so much. Like, you scapegoating bullshit, absolute nonsense.
Yep.
I mean, are you now telling me that we miss them terribly and that's why there's no noise now? No. I mean, because a lot of them are still going, by the way. I want to point that out. But it is just, like, the atmosphere, like, it didn't happen overnight. It has gradually got to this point, and it's going to take the team turning it around, putting in some performances at home to turn it back around. Like, it needs to. It needs to be one in the other. The team play well. Like, we played Villa the other day. If it wasn't for those 2 wonder strikes, we'd have won that game 1-0.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the atmosphere would have been the same. Because there was nothing inspiring. There was nothing going on that made people get off their seats. Kudus was being largely marked out of the game, and he's the only one who was really doing anything. Everyone else was struggling. When we our ball retention was terrible. We surrendered possession all the time. And other than those 2 wonder strikes, Villa didn't create anything either. So it was just a dull shit game. And if that is what you're being served up every week, then...
It's difficult to go to a game buzzing.
Yeah, of course it is. It's difficult to maintain, even if you arrive, like, yeah, come on! It's like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he passed it out of play. Amazing. So, yeah, it's got to come one in the other. Tottenham, go at a team, create, score a goal, atmosphere will build.
Yeah.
You go at a team, get on top, atmosphere will build and stay. It just needs, it's got to be both pulling in the same direction. So for the players and that to be like, oh, we need the crowd need the players. You need to up your game. You need to hit a level, and then everything will click back into place, and our stadium can become the fortress that Thomas Frank.
It's like the start of the game. Those opening 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We scored one was disallowed.
Yeah.
I could hear the crowd on the radio.
The place is rocking, man. Yeah,
I could hear it.
Rocking.
And then, but then we didn't do anything.
I have not seen the stat on this, but I saw someone share that from the disallowed goal, which was about 9 minutes in, we dropped back. And it was like, and watching it, it was like we went, oh, well, we're 1-0 up. And that was weird. Like, this is 10 minutes into a game. Like,
if you've already almost scored 2 inside 10 minutes,
fucking push on. Like,
then you
really
could be scoring 5 or 6 today. Keep playing the way you play.
That's the big problem, I think. I think the atmosphere was there, and then when everyone saw, oh, we're just not trying now. Oh. It was like, oh, okay, this is it then. So for the next 80 to 90 minutes, we're going to watch defending.
It reminds me of England versus Italy in the Euro final.
Yeah,
Shaw scored
very
early,
similar.
and then, right, let's not lose.
Yeah, no, it was, very similar. Just very, very similar. Like, that is our show. Like we said, it's Monaco tonight. Massive game, because if you can bounce back in that, it does give the confidence again to then go back into the league. Important games all around.
Do you want to know a random fact about Monaco?
Okay, go on.
On a match day in Monaco,
there
is no alcohol at all.
Okay.
Like, apparently, the entire city, they literally shut down alcohol to stop football hooliganism.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm sure there are ways.
You know it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, everybody. We'll be back next week to continue talking all things Tottenham Hotspur. I hope you enjoyed the show. Get in touch via any of our socials, or you can email sam@spursnews.co.uk. Until the next week, everybody, you all take care.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you for listening to the Spurs News Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Stay up to date with all things Tottenham. Follow us on social media. All links are in the podcast description.